It's Luis Martin, the art engineer, and it is October. It's October, and we are unboxing our October Collage Kit. I want to do a quick shout out to Xander in California, who's a member, to Leonora in Fair Bluff, North Carolina, to Rory in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I mean, amazing. And Diane in Fairbanks, Alaska. Did I already say that? I mean, every time I think about Alaska, I'm like, whoa, this is going all the way to Alaska. So if you're not a member, become a member and get rid of your creative blocks. Unlock the unlimited possibilities that is collaging, because it is, as we all know, a very low risk, high reward practice. So let's jump in. So it's October, Halloween, but Halloween's for amateurs. It's Halloween every day in our household. But also, October is preparation for Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is a fantastic celebration of life and death, celebrated in Mexico and other countries around Latin America and other countries around the world. The prompt for this month taps a little bit on that theme. So it's been a crazy few months, it's been a crazy few years, it's been a crazy few lifetimes, I don't know. But I want us to think a little bit about Day of the Dead and kind of think about the proverbial butterfly and how he thought it was the end of the world when he was a worm, but then became a butterfly. So let's give it that spin. And this is also an invitation not only to my collage members, but also to anybody out there making collages. If you would like to make a Day of the Dead collage, commemorating, celebrating the life of someone that's passed, send me an image. I'd love to put it on my altar. I'd love to put it on a virtual altar and see how that goes. I've been having such a great time with the prompt weeklies that now I want everything to be connected and I want everyone to jump in on this bandwagon. So behind the camera we have
the one and only Chunky Baker.
Come on in, Chunky Baker. Let me show you what we have. I'm also starting to sweat because I'm so excited, per usual. So this is the October cover that we all chose, we voted, and everyone wanted tea, I don't know. So this is an exciting one, you guys. Inside, of course, you have your prompt, the prompt that I was telling you about, the altar prompt. So we're gonna create an altar using our material. And an altar is basically just a sacred space where we dedicate to our loved ones. In your kit, you do not get these, but this is actually a picture of my grandfather. And I never met this man. I've heard horrible stories about him, but this is a perfect opportunity to create a different narrative, to change the turmoil, to change the negative histories and create something positive. So that's what I intend to do. So take a look at this when you get that. Of course, you have your diamonds, and this could be an important part of your altar. And this month we packed your kit with shapes, colors, of course, Halloween, so we gave you some candy, vintage candy. There is some Spanish-English dictionary pages that I just love. We also gave you some really outdated window covers, which is awesome. We gave you some orchids, which will come in handy for the altar actually. And we gave you some labels. Isn't this fun? So as I'm doing this, I'm separating things already. Okay, so I want to use this, I want to use this, definitely want to use this. We have some art. I'll use this. Isn't this beautiful? This month we're giving you some horses, some equestrian goodness. So take a look at both sides. We're giving you some India. And so this is what I want to base my altar on. Everyone's getting this vintage subscription slips from various magazines. Most of them are from Life magazine, others are from other magazines from the 80s, but I think this would be such a perfect place to start our altar. So I'm going to play with this. Okay, so if you have one of these and if you're not a member, you can just get one of these from any magazine. If you are a member, use it for anything you want, but really if you want to start your altar on this, I think that'd be really fun. So we have some beautiful Japanese food. We have Archie. And check this out. Elvis made some shapes and he collected these. And I thought this was really fun because these could be little altars of themselves. We put pictures and flowers inside. I mean, limitless options. And this is from a book that I got from the LA Public Library. This is so beautiful. It's just people reading. So everyone gets a person reading, one of my favorite pastimes. Put them over here. You get a Jackie O, you get Bugs, more Archie, more Spanish English dictionary, more Bugs, and you get some 80s magazine clippings. You get art, love that. You get some fun flowers, more horses, isn't it adorable? Isn't that amazing? I mean, whoa, right? And more Japanese fashion. So let's get started. So like I said, I think this is like such a cool base for my altar. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just going to slap them right in the middle and let that be the base of it. So when we think about the Day of the Dead, we kind of frame it in a different way, right? We think about, okay, what did this person mean to us? How do we celebrate their lives? And reframe it not in a sad way, but in a celebratory way. And, you know, we put flowers, we put food, we put candles, incense, liquor. So the whole flower thing is really amazing. So what I think I'm gonna do, instead of being a little literal, which I'd probably use this too, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of use this and perhaps make flowers out of this. The traditional flower for the Day of the Dead is the African marigold, and it's just beautiful. In Spanish, we call it cempasúchil. But since I don't have that, and it's actually this color, so maybe I'll use that. I'm just gonna make some flowers out of the texture of the Japanese characters. I think that's kind of fun, right? It's a flower, can you tell? So what I'm inviting you to do is to create your own altar, small altar, and you can either take a picture of it, or if you're a member, you have my address on your kit, mail it to me, and I will put it in my altar that we're building in our house. And I think that's gonna be really special, because a big part of Day of the Dead is community. How do we come together to celebrate people in our community and celebrate the wisdom and love that they've given to us, right? So maybe one more, I have one more here. So I remember making a lot of orange tissue paper flowers for Day of the Dead altars instead of having to buy real flowers. So just so that it looks like petals, maybe I'll make some fun little inserts, right? So it's starting to look like a flower. So I also really want to thank a lot of you who did the Prompt Weekly free prompt last week. It was #grid, and it was so much fun, and so many people participated, and so many different takes and conversations about grids. I absolutely love it. We got some really exciting stuff from our members and from new people as well, and that was the whole point, giving opportunity to people to try it out before they dive in to the deep end of collaging with us. This Monday we have a new prompt, and I really am excited about it, and it's really, really fun. So it's actually kind of a serious one. You know I like to take it serious here. All right, almost there, let's see.
Next week we also have a Zoom call, right, for the members?
That's right. So you guys, if you are not a member yet, you're right in time, because we are going to have a Collage members hangout on Saturday. What is that, October the 9th? And what happens there is we talk about our collages, we talk about upcoming things, and it's just a really fun time to kind of just commune together. And it's really, really loads of fun. Okay, so check this out. Something's happening. So like I said, collage art in general is a really great way to kind of process things, right? So like I said, I took it to a very personal level. I never met my grandfather, and apparently, from what I understand, he wasn't a very nice man. But that doesn't mean I can't learn from him, or I can't hold respect for him, right? I mean, he did cross the border and came to the United States, and that affected me greatly, right? So I can honor that. I can make peace with that through this. And if you do have someone that you do love the past, this is a really nice way to bring them to the forefront, right? To think of them and have a good time with their spirit in mind and at heart. So loads of fun. And again, I really think art has such a healing property when you give it that space in your life. So, you know, it can be very easy and breezy, or it can be very meaningful. So I tend to lean on the meaningful side. So look at that, that's kind of fun. And you know, I was telling you that Sampasuchil, the African merry-go-round, which is kind of like the staple flower, looks something like this. It's just tons of petals in a circle, and this is not the best marker, as you can tell, because it's not gonna dry, but it looks something like that. Obviously it's not square, but I thought maybe I can play with this, but I think it's gonna rub off. But you get the idea. So you can just play around, make it work for you. So this is really fun. So I thought that would look kind of cool there. So that's something. And then I have this, like, check this out. How beautiful is this? So this is where it kind of just starts to become celebration of color, right? So you know what, look at that. That is such a brilliant contrast there. So I'm just gonna take this here. So I did not grow up with this, you know, cuddly grandpa. So I'm kind of playing with the idea of like, wow, I wonder what that would have been like. Or I can go past that and just be like, oh, well, this is what my non-existent relationship with a grandpa is. But I can still honor the idea of a grandpa, right? Even though I didn't have one. So it's again, just pick the story that gives you the most life, right? Don't hang on to the ones that weigh you down and make you sad. So look at that. See, this is why I don't paint. This is why I don't like to dirty my fingers, because I can get messy really quick. Alright, so there's a lot of white here, so I don't know if this is actually gonna work, but let's just play. I'm telling you, I thought fall was here, but it got warm again. So let's see what came out. So again, there's no need to be precious about anything. We can just kind of play with it. I have this amazing Basquiat. I have a gun. I also had this. So in the ultras that people do, you know, you put a lot of stuff, right? Candles and a lot of, I guess, curtains or staging. I was gonna say tela, which means textiles in Spanish. So let me see if I can emulate some of that. This is horrifically cheesy, which is why I sent it over to you guys, so you guys can figure out what to do with this extremely cheesy curtain treatment. But look how fun. It is kind of haunting, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh, how cool. Yeah, I really like that. Oh, look how fun. And then like there's this table here that I can kind of appropriate. I don't know if that works. Also, you guys, huge news. I just dropped a link to pre-order the 2022 calendar Paper Roots Raíces de Papel, which is based on my collages, and they are all inspired by my heritage, my Mexican heritage. It actually, the first time I did it was last year after my trip to Mexico, to the place where my grandfather's buried and my father's from, for the first time ever, and it kind of changed my life. So I had an art show that time around there, which was amazing because it wasn't planned, it was kind of just happened. And this year I wanted to do it again. So if you go to my website, luismartinart.com, you can pre-order it. It's kind of cool. Elvis and I were working on it, and it's been tons of fun. And It's pretty educational, honestly. There's we celebrate every single Latin American country's Independence Day and Puerto Rican patronales, so you can stay up to date on all that fun stuff. It's really important. Oh, look at that! This worked out just fine. How cool is that? So add things that make you happy. They don't have to be flowers, they don't have to be curtains, but if I knew my grandfather, I would add some of the things that he would have liked, right? So oddly enough, one day my grandmother gave me this book. She's like, here, look, this is the only thing I have that your grandfather had. I don't know what it's doing here, you can have it. And I take a look at it, and it is a Spanish-French dictionary. And I was like, what? Spanish? This guy was interested in French? I'm interested in French. My brother's interested in French. So it was such a weird, like, wow, like we're alike even though we've never met, right? So I love this, like just adding some textures to make it more rich, right? I've said this before and I'll say it forever. Really good art is about layering, right? So the more you layer, the more interesting the composition becomes. So we need to layer. So I think it's missing like some colors, but I'm amazed. This is coming out really, really fast. So if you do want to share your collage with me, if you want to add, so I can put it in mine, of course we have butterflies. If you want to send it over or make a copy and send it over, and we'll put it in our altar, that would be amazing. Love to connect and support your projects as well. I think this might be the finishing touch. I mean, see, when you have so much emotion and intention, it kind of just goes, right? And when you're open to the ideas, it just kind of just flows. So I'm just letting this flow. So in the region that my father's from, where we were last year, when I had this art show and did the calendar, their Day of the Dead is actually very Mayan centered, and it's called Hanal Pisha, and it's this very much the same thing, but it's just has a different name because it's Mayan. And you go to the cemeteries and you clean the tombstones, you bring flowers, food, you meet up with friends. They have a huge parade. Any excuse to celebrate life, right? That is crazy cool. Look at this huge thing. I don't know if that has a place. Let's see. Choices. Maybe I'll just use one. Oh, you know what's gonna happen. My grandfather's gonna become a butterfly. So every time I think of death, that's the quote that I think about, right? The proverbial worm that thought the world was ending, but then...
Caterpillar, right?
Caterpillar, thank you. Worms too, why not? The caterpillar that was all melodramatic, all sad, and then he became a butterfly. So I'm excited about that. Oh, I like that red in the back. I don't know, it didn't really work out the way I thought it was.
It's more color.
Right? This is a very brown collage. Oh, there we go. Got it. Kind of works out here. Look at that. Oh, I love it. It's a little camouflage, but it works. And I'm noticing over here that I have some with red. So it's also Latino Heritage Month, so I just put the studio jukebox for October, and I put together some of my favorite Spanish language Latino music, and it's really fun. So check that out. If you're a member, you have access to that in the members page. Yeah, I'm telling you, this membership comes with all these perks. So I'm gonna do this down here. And you know what, like, I love this red. I need more red, so I'm just gonna clip this one out and see what happens, because I think we're doing really good here. So take your time, especially when it's a assignment that can be somewhat emotional. It's good to take your time because that's how conversations start, right? We're having a conversation with our hands and things will come out. All right, I'm liking this. What I'm not liking is this white space in the middle. What am I gonna do there? Oh shoot, let me cut this. What am I going to do there? Or maybe it won't bother me. I don't know, we'll see. So I do like this there. I'm gonna cut this here. Ooh, and I see some really big text that I'm always such a fan of. Very cool. Okay, yes, this looks like a proper little altar. Let's see, when you don't. That doesn't say much, does it? But I just love big letters. Yeah, that's cool. So this kind of corresponds to this white, so it doesn't bother me as much. That's kind of cool. And you still see my grandfather's face. I'm liking it. And you know what? Check this out. This is an interesting little thing, but I'm liking the grid, not the grid, the frame. I'm thinking this might be the finishing touch that my collage needs. So sometimes you just need that one thing, right? And it's not a gun, so let me get rid of this gun. Awesome. I don't want this white either. You know, one of my favorite things of Day of the Dead, I can't believe I almost forgot. I was gonna mention it. Elvis, do you know what it is?
¿Pan muerto?
Yes, pan de muerto. Oh my goodness, a huge thing of Day of the Dead is Day of the Dead bread, and it's this delicious, it's very plain and very easy. It's this delicious bread that has like almond flavor and orange flavor, and it's just so good. We had it every single night we were in Mexico. It was so horrible. It was so decadent and delicious. We had it with almond milk. So if you can check that out, go to your Latino neighborhood and ask for pan de muerto and try it out. Actually, you know what? I haven't had good pan de muerto here in the States. In Mexico, it's so different, so divine. Look at this. Oh, I love it, my friends. All right. So yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. This makes me feel really, really good because it's I don't know. It's giving me wings. I like how it's coming out of the frame. I like how, I don't know, the narrative is very nice. So it's not static, right? You can feel the wind from the butterflies, or in this case I think they're moths, but they're moving. They're not just there. They're coming out of the frame. Oh man, I'm really happy about this. So why do I like this? Because it's a personal collage, right? It's not just stream of conscious collage. Well, it kind of is. It's always a stream of conscious, but I had a purpose, right? So this is my grandfather. I'm creating a space to tell my grandfather's story in a way that doesn't sting, in a way that is different from the narratives that I've heard. And this is very cool. So let me put this down and then we will just look at it one more time. And here's my sampasuchil. I don't think I need it at all, but you know, play around with it. Nope. Okay, cool. So this is my collage. Again, an altar is a sacred space that you create either on a table or on a ledge or just with a candle and a flower. And for the Day of the Dead, we honor our ancestors that will come before us and all that they have given us, right? And sometimes it's just being related to each other that open the door to being here. For me personally, this man crossed the border for whatever reason, and here I am. So I get to make collages with you and sell you the dream of collaging and new narratives. So share your altars with me, share your altars with the world, honor your ancestors, and know that you're so connected know that you're loved, and know that I really want to see your work. So this is Luis Martin, the art engineer, and a Collage Dream adventure awaits you. Ciao.